Lesson 23. Essay Writing. A narrative essay tells a story and narrates a personal experience. Let us read some important essay. 1. Education in our country. Education is very necessary for the betterment of everyone's life, and thus we all should know the importance of education in our life. It enables us and prepares us in every aspect of life. The education system is still weak in the undeveloped regions of the country instead of lots of the education awareness programs run by the government. People living in such areas are very poor and spend their whole day in arranging only some basic needs. However, it needs a broad effort by everyone to make the possibility at proper education system in every corner of the country. It needs active participation by everyone to enhance the level of education system in the country. The authority at schools and colleges should set up some chief objectives of the education in order to stimulate the interest and curiosity of their students. The fee structure should also be discussed to a broad level, as because of the high fee structure most of the students became unable to proceed their education, which brings disparity in every aspect of life among people. Education is the first and foremost right of the human beings, so everyone should get equality in education. We must make a balance in the facilities for education for all to bring equality among people as well as equal individual development all through the country. Education enables everyone in the society to interpret with the things around them in very positive way. It helps to maintain a balance between our body, mind and spirit, as well as promotes further required advancement in the education technology. It promotes the active participation of individual living in the society for the growth and development of their countries. It enables everyone to grow both socially and economically by developing the common culture and values in the society. 2. Discipline. Discipline is a code of conduct that makes our life smooth, pleasant and worth living. Man is a social animal. Discipline is a must for the smooth development of our personalities and hence for the nation. For enjoying our freedom, we must allow others also to enjoy their liberty. This demands a lot of self-discipline and control. Discipline has to be cultivated. In every walk of life, whether it is home, playground, school, walking or in library, discipline is a must. Discipline means a good awareness of our duties and obligations. Discipline and success are almost synonyms with each other. One cannot have even a little success without self-control. Discipline is of fundamental importance for a student, as a student life is the beginning of a career. If a student is not disciplined, his whole life would be ruined. He will not get success in his examinations. He will not achieve anything in life. Discipline is the fundamental base of good manners. Discipline is a real ornament of a gentleman. A disciplined student is he who is regular in his work and good habits. He is punctual in going to school and obeys his teachers and elders. He is never impolite and rude. The future of our students and the country depends on the quality of discipline they have. 3. Pollution. The word pollution means to make things dirty. Accordingly, the pollution of natural resources causes imbalance in the ecosystem. Currently, we have been fatally surrounded by the major issue of environmental pollution. Pollution is the addition of any foreign or poisonous substances into the environment at very fast rate than the environment natural accommodation. The main causes of this social devil are the industrialization, deforestation and urbanization, the byproducts of which causes contamination to the natural resources used by the living things on the earth as a routine of normal life. Air pollution, water pollution and soil pollution are the most dangerous forms of pollution, causing direct heat disorders to the human beings. We have no safe water to drink, pure air to inhale, and pollution-free land to crop. This widely spreading pollution need to be taken under control for the healthy survival of life on the planet in future. Different types of pollutants which are disturbing our natural ecosystem are gases, NO, SO2, CO2, CO, NO2, halogens, iodine, chlorine, bromine, deposited matters, dust, smog, grit, agrochemicals, insecticide, pesticides, herbicides, noise, photochemical oxidants, photochemical smog, ozone, nitrogen oxides, organic compounds from industries, acetic acid, benzene, ether, radioactive materials, radium, thorium, some solid wastes, ash, garbage, etc. Pollution is the big side effect of the industrialized societies of the modern world, where industrial development and greenhouse effect have adversely affected the ecosystem. Life-supporting systems are speedily getting converted into the life-destroying system because of the industrialization. Human greediness and misuse of freeness of doing anything lead them towards serious degradation and mismanagement of resources. 4. A rainy day. A rainy day is a great experience of many of us. Different person or students enjoy the rainy day with different style. Some students become full of joy if heavy rain occurs early in the morning. They take its interest by sitting at their window. It is also because there is a bonus that they get one interesting extra holiday. Actually, the rainy day is very important day of having delicious dishes like biryani, pakoras. And the weather of clean atmosphere and clear sky gives me great inner feeling. The interest of cool rainy day can only be perceived. It cannot be explained for bringing all inner realization of the rainy day on paper. Such a funny day came on last Friday. The sky remained overcast with dark clouds since the morning. Then around 10 o'clock, it began to rain, and it rained very heavily with thunder and lightning. I had to give up the hope of going to school. The heavy rain went on for hours together. The roads and streets in our area went under knee-deep water. The local parks turned into pools of water. Buses, cars and other vehicles stopped moving. Only 1 to double-deckers were seen moving slowly, splashing water. Pedestrians were wading through the water. The normal life of the city was disrupted. However, there was slight improvement in the weather towards the evening. Children were then found floating paper boats and playing in the parks. It was really a funny day for me. I enjoyed the day listening to songs, seeing the sights of rain outside, and of course, taking delicious dishes. 5. Terrorism. Terrorism is a worldwide phenomenon. It could be defined as the low-intensity warfare against the common man and the state. Terrorism in India has made us believe to coexist with virtuous path during the past decade. Terrorism is the spreading of terror, as the name indicates. It could be spread just by frightening the other, either by loot or killing. Terrorism at home has surpassed the latter variety. Someone killing indiscriminately for pride or power. It has taken recourse to slow but sure poisoning of India by a continuous AR of nerves, with our neighbor Pakistan exporting the act by training of unemployed infidels. The objective of terrorism is to make people run out of the territory. Once terror spreads, people run away for cover their own country. Now, new band of terrorists have spread hatred wings in other parts of the world. It appears the entire world has to work with constant vigil, tooth and nail, against the menace before the orgy of destruction spree through the length and breadth of the world. I think terrorism could be wiped off the scene provided the think tank of the developed and developing world unites for the cause. No country could face the scenario and end this plan of destruction. 6. My aim in life. My aim in life is to be a teacher and mold the character of thousands of boys and girls. Teaching is regarded as one of the noblest professions. My ambition is to do justice to this profession. The word education is derived from a Latin word which means draw out. The main aim of education is to draw out or develop the faculties of the mind. A true teacher not only teaches a particular subject efficiently but also guides the students to make the best use of their faculties. I wish to be a teacher of this type. A good teacher can transform fools into wise people and bad people into good ones. According to Vishnu Sharma, the author of Panchtantra, a good teacher is one who can teach the dullest students. Vishnu Sharma taught the three stupid sons of King Amrashakti. During their studies, the three princes secured a great deal of wisdom and acquired the ability to rule over the kingdom efficiently. My aim is to become a teacher like Vishnu Sharma. An ideal teacher cultivates good habits and good character so that he can set an example to the students. A teacher's character has stronger influence on the students than his teaching. When I become a teacher, I will help the students, by both precept and example, to cultivate discipline and face life successfully. Alexander the Great said about his teacher Aristotle, "I am indebted to my father for living, and to my teacher for living worthily. I shall have fulfilled my aim if similar words are said about me after I become a teacher." 7. A school excursion. It was cloudy when I reached school yesterday. The roll call was over. The principal closed school to enable us to enjoy a fine day. We were ordered to reach the canal. Each one of us paid 50 rupees for mangoes and cold drinks. We then went home to leave our books. We, a party of 10, all class fellows, left for the lake on foot. We walked and laughed on the way. It began to drizzle and presently a strong wind sprang up. Ahmed's cap was blown off. The poor fellow ran after it, and we enjoyed the fun. We cheered and laughed. He caught it at last with some difficulty. We saw the farmers sitting under trees, birds flying and warbling quite merrily. It was pleasing to see them twittering gaily. We reached the canal in an hour and found several boys already there. The boys who were swimmers took off their clothes and jumped into the water. They swam about and enjoyed themselves. Then they came out and put on their clothes. We sat in groups along the lake under shady trees. Some of the boys related very funny and interesting stories, while some amused us with sweet songs and chatter. We were feeling hungry by this time. Then our teachers gave us the mangoes and the cold drinks. We sucked them with relish. We enjoyed the cold drinks. Soon after, we began rambling, climbing trees, plucking flowers and eating fruits from the trees. We played 1001 pranks. After this, we stretched our weary limbs on the green velvety floor of grass. It was now time to return. So we packed up for the return journey. Some went on bicycles while we walked on foot. We reached home in the evening, quite tired, but still happy. 8. The Internet. Internet is a network of computers around the world which have been connected with the help of telephone lines, optical cable network, LAN and WAN systems and satellites. It was started in 1986 in USA, and Bell Labs and the Department of Defense of the USA are responsible for its conceptualization and implementation. Today, in India, there are more than 150,000 internet connections, and these are mostly in 4 major metropolises and big cities. There are 4 parts of internet: the main server computer, telephone line, modem, local area network or wide area network. The process of scanning the websites on internet and moving from one website to another is termed as surfing. Internet could be used for transfer of text, video images, still images, voice, data and graphics. Internet telephony is also becoming popular. In India, cable operators would also be able to provide internet services very soon, thanks to the latest telecom policy of the Government of India. Information is transferred to a computer from internet through a modem, which is connected to the telephone line. Although the prices of computer hardware are reasonable now, yet the poor strata of one society cannot afford to buy these modern gadgets. Still, internet operations would expand in India, thus leading to growth in hardware and software markets of the country. So, we can conclude that internet operations, e-com and web development activities would lead to growth of our economy. This information superhighway has arrived as a boon for Indians, and the healthy trends have been projected for future. Like, share, and subscribe.